Hi, David
Hello.
Sagoe. I'm now still positive somehow, but I feel post-COVID. So
Okay.
I am here, your host, David Sagoe. Welcome to another Grit and Grind basketball podcast. On my screen, things are a little different to how they normally are. So I'm just going to start pointing. If I'm wrong, but I'm shooting from the hip. We have Jose, Garcia, Vidal.
Yes, that's me.
That's on my screen. I don't know how it is on your screen, Jose.
That's
But we're
I just see myself. I don't like looking at you. I just see myself.
Appreciate. And Thomas Arnal. Hey.
Hi,
I'm not,
Hey,
buddy.
I'm not where you think I am.
Yeah, buddy. What you
Fine,
doing
hello.
down there, bud?
Hey, that's what she said. But
Yes, I like that one. That's good.
that was a very easy one. Rookie levels.
That's good.
Uh,
Well done. You're getting good at this.
yeah, that's what she said too.
I've never heard of that, but sure.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah.
So
Moving on.
today is a new day.
It is.
It is the day for the debut of the second annual play-in tournament in the NBA. Tonight we have two teams showing off, playing in, I guess.
Playing in.
Seeing if they can work their way into the play-in tournament. So we have the 7-8 matchup in each conference.
Yeah.
We're gonna preview the entire play-in, though, because we are wild like that.
That's what we do.
Next episode, we're gonna have our full brackets out and ready. So keep an eye on socials this weekend for us to do another bracket challenge. Hopefully, I actually haven't seen anything about the bracket challenge,
Sure,
but I
something
guess
will come up. Yeah.
We'll wait for the play-in and then they'll start putting that kind of stuff out. So keep your eyes peeled and ready. Remember people used to say that, keep your eyes peeled. What a horrible thing to do with your eyes.
I know.
Ew. So 2 games tonight, 7-8 matchups. We can start in the East.
Sure.
I think the East is a little easier.
Yeah.
Nets, Cavs. Kyrie returning to the team that he scorned many years ago. He didn't want people to think LeBron was his daddy.
Was he number one pick? He was, right?
Number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
20-something.
Yeah.
13, 14, 12, something like that.
Don't remember.
And KD returning to the place where he put the dagger in their hearts many years ago as a Golden State Warrior too. So they both have history with the Cavs. What do we think? Do we see the Cavs having any way of win? I mean, it's a one-off game. Anything can happen.
Absolutely. But I think it comes down to player quality and experience in these situations, right? You just mentioned it. You have 2 champions, at least 2 champions, more than 2 champions, because Patty Mills won a championship. Who else in that team won a championship? Anyway, lots of experience there.
Steve Nash as a assistant coach of some kind.
Did he?
Warriors. Yeah. He was a consultant with the Warriors.
Right. Okay. But let's talk about this. If you want to talk about starting lineups, like you have Durant and Irving right there, and Jared Allen hasn't been playing because he's got that finger injury.
He won't be back.
Well, that's it then. The Cavs are doing a great job. Like they have done a great job. Last year, I think they won 20 something games, and this year they got 44. So hats off. but they're not going to beat the Nets. Not with Durant, and Durant has been in great form lately as well. So there's no chance.
And he's been passing the ball a lot lately. He had a career high 16 assists the other night.
Yeah, he claims that he's a great passer too.
He does. He is. He is.
Sure.
We've seen that at brief various stints throughout his career where he will decide to pass a lot more. Probably the first time was when Westbrook went down and he won his first MVP. There were also a couple of times during his Warriors tenure where he was just like, I'm just going to pass it. I'm just going to pass it. And yeah, I think his, like this season, I don't know if you've looked at his shooting splits, but they're ridiculous. Like from mid-range and close range, any kind of jumper range inside the 3-point line, he's been absolutely ridiculous. Like percentage points over, a number of percentage points over 50% from the field on mid-range and close range jump shots. Like he's just taken it to a whole nother level. And to do that as Kevin Durant is ridiculous because everyone knows he can shoot it already. Him being healthy, I think, makes this a foregone conclusion. Kyrie hasn't looked the best since he became full-time. He needs rest. He needs a part-time schedule.
It's fine.
But they've got enough, right, Tom?
Yes. Now it's going to be an interesting one because I think we all have. I mean, just not us, but we all overlooked the Cavs the entire season. You know, they've been underrated, and they finished. You know, they had a great season, far better than what we expected them to achieve. So, there's two things I'm going to be looking for. It's going to be the matchup between Kyrie and what's his face, Garland.
Yeah.
So those two, it's going to be quite interesting. Matchup. Fairly similar in terms of how they play and handle the ball, and they can both score at will. So, and then the second thing I want to look at is, well, the Cavs are one of those. Well, they have a roster which is quite tall. I think isn't it one of the tallest in the league? At least
it depends on who they start. It's a little bit different with Jarrett Allen out.
Yeah, it's true, but historically this season, like one of the tallest starting five. So anyway, that means they could potentially put some bodies on KD. Will that stop him? Don't know. You know, but as long as you can put some tall guy on him that can kind of defend, but it's not going to make much of a difference. But hey,
get sliced up.
Try to slow. Well, you can try to slow the guy down, but that's very hard. It's a hard thing to do. So that's why I think we need to be focused on Kyrie versus Garland. We'll see. I don't know. My brain says Nets is going to win by, let's say, 10. And then my heart says, please, Cavs. That's a solid. But you have to keep in mind that the Nets, even though the Nets have been for a vast majority of the season absolutely tragic, until Kyrie came back as a full-time player. And KD, when both of them, when KD and Kyrie on the court, is fine. It's a different team, but like they were absolutely trash in some games, absolutely horrible. I think they're 3-1 over the season in terms of the
Nets.
The Nets, so it should go Nets' way. But then imagine there's an injury being picked up by KD or Kyrie. Start of the game,
when? Like now? Like,
start of the game? No, like during the game, something like that. Then
between now and the third quarter.
You know, this shit happens sometimes. So
I don't think it's gonna be even close, to be honest. I think 10 points is giving Cleveland too much credit against the Nets.
I go 10. I go 120, 110.
I'll take it further. I go 124, 97, something like that.
It's very specific.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just a number in my head. I don't know.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it's going to be close either. The Cavs just have too many injuries. They have so many people out. Okoro is going to probably get the Kyrie assignment, and he might even do a good job. But they just have no one to guard KD. they're all getting sliced up, no matter who it is. Mobley might be their best bet, but he's gonna have to play center as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're just gonna get sliced and diced.
Yep. Easy win.
Yeah, I think the Nets pulled through this one. The other matchup. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, but it's not. It's just good to point out that the loser in that game is not out of the playoffs, right?
Is that
they
out?
Still get to play against the winner of
Hornets or
Atlanta?
winner.
Yeah, Hornets or Atlanta
or Hawks.
Yeah,
the winner of the 9-10 matchup.
Yeah.
The other game should we go there first?
Well, stay East.
You can say the East.
Yeah.
Stay East. Yeah.
So we'll stay East. The 9-10 matchup is between the Charlotte Hornets in the 10th spot and the Atlanta Hawks, who will have home court advantage for this game. This could potentially be a really fun game, actually. They're two fun teams to watch. With Trae Young laying the table for a myriad of dunks across the board over there. Are they missing Collins still?
Yes,
I believe so.
So he's out injured, and then the Hornets will be without Gordon Hayward.
correct.
But they will have, the rest of their team, Bridges, LaMelo, and the rest of those guys, Rozier, and everyone intact. So it could be a fun one. I do feel like, even though they haven't risen many positions, the Hawks have been on the up and up of late, and the Hornets have been doing the opposite. So form favors the Hawks. I do think the Hawks have a better team. I think they have the best player in the matchup as well. And I think how defensively challenged they are is going to be absolute mincemeat for Trae Young to carve them up. So I have the Hawks going through.
Also win, close win.
Oh, I'll give them 12. Hawks by 12. Yeah, competitive to a point. Although the Hornets were in the play-in last year as well, weren't they?
I believe so, yes.
And they just didn't turn up at all.
They didn't have LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, they did.
You did? How long has he been there? What? I thought he was a rookie. I know he's not a rookie. Shit. Second year. No, you're right. Yeah, too.
Yeah, they didn't.
They did, but he wasn't there in spirit.
Nah. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, they put up a better fight this time. Yeah, I just don't think they're quite ready for this yet. Also, Hornets possible Westbrook destination. Jordan Brand connection with Jordan.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes. I'm gonna join you, Dave, and I think I'll agree with you because of what you've been saying the entire season about Trae Young, which is on a no. If again, I think the same thing. I'm going to go with the same analysis than Nets. The other games, Nets Cavs, yes. Where I said it's going to be a battle between point guards. I think it's going to be the same here between Trae Young and Ball, right? But if it's a one game thing, then I'll side with Trae Young because he can be go absolutely crazy in these games. I don't think LaMelo can do that just yet. I don't know if he has that in him to actually just go out and just go 45, 50 when it matters like that. I don't know. But we've seen Trae Young doing it so often now. It's just hard to bet against him, right? I'll say Hawks by like 15. A nice 115-100. I like over 100.
And you like round numbers too.
He does.
Yeah, I know, right?
I see it the other way. I think the Hornets have a chance here. They might surprise you. All you need to do is just defend Trae. Like just defend him.
Easy.
Easy.
I mean,
yeah.
He's not. I mean, yeah, he's a baller, man. Like he can put the ball in the hoop, but I think the Hornets can surprise a lot of people this time, and also I want to make it not equal this time. Like you chose the Hawks, so I want to pick.
Talking about equal,
Hornets.
the 2-2 over the regular season between the two teams.
Exactly. So 2-2. So that's something that I think the Hornets have an edge. Might surprise the Hawks. The Hawks are a bit more experienced, obviously. Yeah. Are the Europeans for the Hawks playing? Gallinari and Bogdanovic, are they playing?
Gallinari, I don't know. I wouldn't even know if that makes a difference. But
it does.
Yeah. You have a ton of experience there, like lots of years of experience. Because you don't like him, that's the difference. Who is it that you do like? Because you don't like Italians, you don't like Spanish. Clearly, you don't like Slovenians.
No. I like the
You like
Spaniards.
Slovenians.
Not in basketball. Not the
You like
national
Spaniards, but
basketball.
not in basketball.
Not the national basketball team. That they can go away, and I'm staying PG here. No, I like everyone apart from Spain.
You like everyone. You don't like Harden though.
Yeah. My list of my hate list is quite long.
I think the Hornets take it by 5.
Hornets
by 5
in a close one.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I wrote here. I wrote it earlier today, so my opinion hasn't changed.
between 20 minutes ago and
Gallinari did play the last game.
So it should be around then. And Bogdanovic?
Yep, he played 2.
There you go.
so I'm guessing we're not predicting what happened in the next game, right? Between the Hawks and the Nets.
That's
Yes,
according
we
to
are.
you, because according to
We
me,
are.
it's the Hornets against the Nets.
We are. We're gonna do it.
Can do
We're gonna
both.
do it.
Let's do it.
Well, it's not the It's not the. No. That's not who it is. Once the Nets win,
Sorry, no. What am I
they
saying?
go
Yes.
through. So it's
Yes.
the loser.
Loser.
So it's the Cavs
Yes.
and Hawks, or Cavs and Charlotte.
Yeah.
On Nets and
This one's
That's
easy.
it.
Cavs take it for me. The Cavs will beat the Hornets. If that's on my bracket.
I'll agree
Really?
with that. I'll take that too. I'll take that. Yeah.
You take Cavs over Hawks.
You take Cavs over Hornets.
Not Hornets. You say Hornets.
Yeah.
He has the
so my
Hornets going
bracket.
through.
No, but I'm agree. If your bracket
Okay.
goes ahead, right? I'm agreeing with you that.
Cavs to win.
Fine. But you don't have Cavs over Hawks.
I don't.
No, I have Hawks over Cavs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm buying into the Dave's way of thinking today, and I think
Wow.
the Hawks
Okay.
they could go into like Trae Young could go into berserk mode and just go, I'm going to score 55 a game.
That's the thing about it. It's not just him. Their last game, granted, it was against the Rockets. They had how many players? 6 players in double digits? DeAndre Hunter with 22. We know what he can do on the defensive end. Gallinari had 26. Capella had 18. Trae Young had 28. Quetta had 11. And Bogdanovic had 14.
Do they have home court advantage, right? The Hawks.
They won't against the Cavs. They
No,
will
the Cavs
against. Yeah, they will against.
Okay.
They will against the Hornets.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it makes. I think isn't it?
It can in a single game, definitely.
But that
It was-
against Trae Young, I don't know if you want home court
he
advantage.
likes being away, doesn't he?
Likes to silence the crowd.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Whatever. You can move to the next. I don't really want to talk about that.
Flashbacks. Who you got? You got
PTSD.
Hawks or Cavs? Hawks or Cavs?
I'm going Hawks.
So that takes us out west.
Let's talk about first.
We start with the 7-8, the matchup tonight. And
The
this is
only
a
team
close
in
one.
LA. Sorry.
This is a close one. I mean, the only team left playing in LA besides the Dodgers, yes. This is a close one. Clippers, the LA Clippers.
I just realized that how similar we are in our fandom. Like
Please
both our
don't.
teams
No,
are not
please
there. The other team that is proclaiming to be part of the same city are
Is in the
there,
play-in.
but in the play-ins,
Mm,
disappointing everyone
mm,
from earlier expectations. Anyway, carry on.
mhm,
We
mhm.
suck.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
So we have the LA Clippers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Imagine being the Timberwolves, right? And you so rarely get into the playoffs, and now you finally get in through the play-in. Imagine getting knocked out. Like, that would suck. But anyway, like, I can see that happening to the Kings when they're like, yes, we're a seventh seed.
In 5 years when they qualify.
Yeah, in 20 years, yeah.
And then they just get knocked out. Like, just, nope, sorry, you didn't. Nope. The streak continues. So we have the Timberwolves against the Clippers. This is a really tight one. I think who had the edge in the regular season?
Clippers.
3-1 Clippers.
3-1, right? Yeah, I thought so. So they had the edge. Obviously, those matchups, depending on when they happen, may mean nothing compared to what's happening now. The Clippers have Norman Powell back. They have Paul George back. And since those two have come back, they've been top 5 in defense.
Yeah.
Like top 1 in offense. They've just been destroying people. I lean Clippers. I think they're the better team. But we have a couple of revenge games going on here.
You're talking about Pat Bev.
Patrick Beverley returns to the team that he won his championship with.
So, yeah, sure, but that's alternative facts.
Get on the table again, Pat. Get on the table again. And also Covington, who I assume went the other way in the trade. Covington is returning to the Timberwolves. I lean Clippers. It's going to be an interesting one, though. I want to see how they try to guard Towns, how many minutes they give to Zubac, because he can obviously guard him in the post. But then if they put Zubac on him, the versatility of Karl Anthony Towns, he can stretch him out to the 3-point line. And the Clippers have always been better last season, the season before, this season, when they've gone to a small lineup. So it'll be interesting to see how they utilize that, and then what Towns does when they're in a small lineup, right? Because I mean, he's not Rudy.
Yeah, I think if you go through, each position and look at each team's players, Edwards is faster and can absolutely outplay Paul George, for example. We're talking about potentially 2 best players there, arguably. Anthony Towns is better. Patrick Beverley, amazing defender. But I just been reading a lot about this game in particular, and I think that the edge is on Ty Lue. I think that his experience as a coach, it's crazy how much experience he has as a coach. Being like one of the younger coaches, like Spoelstra, for example, like younger coaches that have had so much playoff experience. So I think that's going to be the edge, and that's what's going to make the Clippers win. It's how to use the weapons that you've got, the tools that you've got. So I think the Clippers will take it. It's going to be close, but eventually the Clippers are going to take it.
Yeah, I'm going Clippers as well. By 8. Don't know why 8, but why not? You'll see tomorrow. Is it tonight? Yeah, it's tonight.
That's tonight. Yeah,
you'll see tomorrow morning. You'll wake up and you'll see Clippers 99, Timberwolves 91.
91.
Be like, oh, damn. How did you know? So I'm leaning Clippers also because of how good they've been since Paul George got back in the lineup. I mean, do you see his stats? Like 20
He's
a
good.
game, blah, blah. It's been crazy. There's also secret Kawhi videos coming out of him on the courts.
Really?
Watch out
Is it
for
true?
bullshit. Yeah. Bullshit move from the Clippers lining up Kawhi tonight, just out of nowhere, bang on the bench, suited up. No, and I like the Clippers. They're very underrated. Like they've had a very solid season as well. I think what is it?
I
like
agree.
15 years in a row in the playoffs.
Yeah, they have the longest streak of
It's
being in the
streak,
playoffs.
I think. So it's going well for them. They're on a good trajectory. We don't expect all that much from them. I think this year they've gone beyond the hype of being bought by Microsoft guy and having Kawhi because he's been out for so long that we forget that he's actually on the team, and Paul George's been in and out. We forgot that he's there. But they've got some good key players around, like Powell and what's his face, Luke Kennard, which is shooting like 40 something, like 50% almost.
And your homeboy.
Batum, who can play defense on Edwards, but I don't know if he's got the leg skills for that.
Played 2 possessions.
Getting old, man. It's getting old. I'm not seeing that. Now on the other side, though, it's like I want to see what Edward does if he can take on Paul George and give him a run for his money. But then I think the key player for me on this is Towns. I want to see if he's going to bring that fire. If he's the angry, peace-taking cat that we've seen in the regular season, then they've got a shot. But and then
shooting big man of all time.
That's the best. There's nobody else around. And then it also depends for me. If Pat can hold on to his nerves and not just get into too much trash talk.
He knows where all the secret spots are. He knows
true.
all their secrets.
He's got inside information. You know. But yeah, still going with the Clippers because I think that a little bit stronger and they're a little bit more a lot more experienced than the guys on the other side.
With the Ty Lue thing, it's important to remember that last year's playoffs, it took him a long time to adjust to what the Mavericks were doing to them. Like he started a big man until like game 3 or 4 of that series. And it wasn't until then that he decided to make the adjustments. And it was so like glaringly obvious that he could have made that change sooner. I just wonder if in a one-off game, whether he'll drag his feet again. Like he really can't afford to in single elimination.
And that's a fair question.
Yeah.
But you would expect him as well, like being a year older and having a year more experience, that he can make the adjustment quicker. But that's $1 million question there, I guess. Like that can be the edge again, like that can make a difference in this game.
Yeah, I've seen coaches not learning from their mistakes and still doing that BS. So you would assume he's learned and he can make those adjustments earlier and faster. We'll see. Time will tell.
Okay. I was just checking who the winner faces. 7 versus...
it's
the winner face
Grizzlies.
Yes, correct.
Memphis.
So the winner is facing
the Grizzlies.
And so winner gets the Grizzlies, and then the loser goes against
Suns.
New Orleans, San Antonio Spurs.
All right, so I guess that brings us to the 9-10 matchup. New Orleans Pelicans versus the San Antonio Spurs. Oof. Glad these two teams made it to this spot. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
This will actually be an interesting matchup. Again, not an easy one. Not an easy one to predict. I feel like the Pelicans have a little bit more talent, but obviously there's a huge coaching disparity in experience and wins, as there always is when you come up against Pop. How do you see this playing out, Jose?
So the Pelicans, as you said, probably have more mature talent, I would say. The Spurs have potential talent, right? Obviously, McCollum is a massive improvement to this team, and has been, and he's been playing really well, man. He's great. We always loved him, right? He's just not he never got the chance to do anything really, but I think he's good. You know, he's great. Lots of talent. He's the only probably with Ingram, the two like raw like scorers in this series, in this matchup.
Yes, yeah.
Because the Spurs don't have a scorer.
No.
Don't have a guy that's gonna score 30 a game, right? So I think the key is gonna be those two guys. And obviously on the other side, you have a bunch of guys that, to be honest, have been playing really well lately. And the last 5 games without DeJounte as well. Josh Richardson, who was traded into the team, he fit right in. Devin Vassell has been playing really well. Josh Primo has been playing well, the youngest player in the league right now. Keldon Johnson, solid. Pirtle is there. Zach Collins. But the inexperience, I think, might show. However, when you look at the matchups during the season, it was 3-1 for the Spurs. So I think, I mean, when I look at it from an unbiased point of view, I'm like, whoa, this is going to be close. So I need to give it to the Spurs. So Spurs by 1.
Spurs by 1.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean,
now what can the problem that I have, and I think that can benefit New Orleans, is that since DJ hasn't been playing and it's been a respiratory issue, his conditioning might be an issue. So we'll see. And then you have really good tall guys that can protect the rim, and he's good at driving. So you have obviously Valanciunas and Ingram is quite tall, and you have Larry Nance and a couple of big guys that could stop him. So I still think we'll take it though. We're here to surprise people.
How many of those Spurs wins over the Pelicans came? Pelicans actually won the last matchup, and it was not close.
No, but
you played twice, pretty much in a week. A week apart.
Before that, it was a key one to kind of like get us ahead of the Lakers or something. It was like something very, very good, and it was a good matchup. But and then they won the last one. But it wasn't that important anymore. Like, we were going to play them anyway.
And that was close. Yeah. Oh no, you won the last one. Sorry, and then the one before that they won.
Okay, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was last month. You played twice. Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's tough. I actually don't. I mean, going against what these results show me, I actually think a close matchup favors the Pelicans just because they do have go-to scorers.
Fine.
Although you could say that the Spurs will then have unpredictability in the clutch because you won't know where the ball's going. I do think that gives the Pelicans a slight edge in a matchup like this. We've seen CJ play really well in the playoffs, and we've also seen him not turn up at all. So that can go either way. Ingram's going to be Ingram. It's a tough one.
But McCollum as well. Like, McCollum cannot defend himself. Like, he's really bad defensively.
Yeah, he can't defend anything.
So
but
anyway.
Who does he have to defend?
Who will he defend?
Yeah, like that's the thing, because when you have a team's team, it almost it depends on how the Spurs decide to play things, but you can hide a bad defender if you're playing against a team that moves the ball, right? Because
you're right.
They're just going to look for openings, and you can always hide them somewhere. But it might be a thing where they just move the ball to his man and then exploit it. So we'll see. I'm gonna lean Spurs. I'm gonna lean Spurs just with the experience. I'm gonna go with Greggy. Greggy OP. I'm gonna go with Popovich on this one and just trust that he'll come up with something to unlock the key that is the Pelicans. But I don't think it's gonna be easy at all.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be a tough one.
I'm struggling on this one because it's like on the one hand you've got a better firepower with the Hornets, right? More
Pelicans.
talent, like you said. The Pelicans were.
The Hornets
the
used to be in
Pelicans.
there, but now they're back
Yeah, that's why I'm stuck in the 90s.
back to Charlotte.
So Pelicans for me, they have more firepower for sure, but that said, with CJ McCollum rarely showing up in the playoffs and all this, the history there, I don't really know. But then on the other hand, the Spurs, apart from Pop being the great coach, and I'm sure he'll get somebody who's going to show up out of nowhere, score 30, and you'll never hear from the guy again. But what I'm saying is that I'm struggling to know how DJ is going to be, like what conditions, like, because I think that was very important what he said that he's been out and it's a respiratory illness. So like, that's almost everything. That's important. It's like it's worse than a dodgy knee, right? It's worse than a dodgy knee.
In a way, yeah.
So in what shape is he going to show up today? If he's showing up, I guess he will be showing up, but which version of him are we getting? Are we getting the guy that can do it all and be the leader? Or are we getting somebody who's going to be able to play 8 minutes or 20 minutes and have to sit down every 3-4 minutes because he can't breathe? So it's like, just to be a pain in the ass, I'll say Pelicans by 3, just for fairness. But I said that about I want Popovich to carry on, so obviously I want him to go through, right? But just because I want to be a pain, yes,
fine.
I could Pelicans. But I don't really believe it myself. I'm trying to.
Fair enough. I would do the same if I was in your position.
My like again, I'm going to do the same with the Nets. My heart says Spurs, but my brain says Pelicans.
Okay.
I didn't realize Ingram hasn't been playing.
Oh, really?
I have him as will play. Probably he didn't play the last couple of games because they were like trash games. Like,
yeah, maybe they just sat him for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Would make a big difference. So with that, we now have our 8-9 matchup, whoever that is. So loser versus winner matchup. I have who versus Spurs? Spurs versus T-Wolves.
Oh God. Okay.
And I think I'm gonna go T-Wolves. I think they have too much for the Spurs. And this is the thing with the play, and I think at a certain point it's kind of like there's a reason why your record is your record, and you can get found out when the gap between their records is this big. Yeah, I think I go T-Wolves there to retain the 8th spot, and we end up exactly as we were before the play-in. Yay!
Making the whole process completely redundant. Yay! No, I think my side was Clippers. Pels.
Oh yeah,
I picked the Clippers, so I'll go Clippers as well.
Hold on, you got the Clippers to you got the
Clippers winning.
So you gotta do Wolves.
Loser.
It's losers.
Pelicans.
So it's Wolves. Sorry, Wolves. Pelicans.
Pelicans.
No, Wolves Spurs.
No, Pelicans, because the Spurs losing according to you. And the Pelicans win, so they need to
Wolves,
play the
Pelicans.
Oh
loser.
shit!
the
Oh my god, I'm
loser
really so
of the
confused.
other-
Yes,
yeah.
sorry, you're right. So
You got Pels, Wolves. Yeah.
I still go Wolves. I think they've got too much. I think
Yeah.
they
Pels, Wolves. That's an easy one. Like, yeah, fine.
will take that.
Jose?
And of course, I'm taking the Spurs. Like, I'm
Score? How much are they going to beat them by?
win by half a point.
Half
So
a
that's
point,
that's scoring in the last second, and it needs to be reviewed for 20 minutes until they say yeah.
In and out. Yeah.
Yeah.
In and out. And in again.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
It's going to do the Fresh Prince on the rim.
God, yeah. Spurs are going all the way, right?
All the way to losing against the Suns 4-0.
Is it confirmed that it's Pop's last season? Has
No,
it
it's not.
confirmed that he's
But
retired?
there's rumors.
Frank Vogel to
Who
take
knows?
over?
That I've actually heard that as well.
Really?
No.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
look,
random.
this guy.
He's a good coach.
He's not a bad coach. He's
No.
just been disrespected.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
It would
fair.
just be really random for him to go over there because he's never worked under Pop, right?
No.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it will be a great fit. He's a good coach, but not a good fit for the culture of the Spurs.
I don't think he'd be a bad fit. Anyway,
That's another
yeah.
story.
that happened, right? Frank Vogel fired by the Lakers.
Yeah. Yeah. Woj.
By Twitter.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was bad.
It's just nasty. So much of how stuff gets revealed to us is just nasty these days. It's all about being first.
Yeah.
All about being first.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah, it's nasty.
bad, man.
But yeah, shouts to Coach Vogel.
Yeah.
Brought us a chip. And actually coached really well the 2 years prior to this one. I don't know how he was supposed to shine the shit that he was given this year.
True.
Hey,
if you want a coach that's not afraid of playing old guys, give them a lot of minutes. I got a perfect replacement for you. He likes defense. Do you want some tips?
But it's in this moment that I realize how fucking terrible the Lakers were to not sign Coach Lou or Coach Monty Williams when they had the chance before signing Vogel.
Yeah.
I know we ended up winning a championship, but like now it's like you look at the candidates that are available and I would bite your hand off if you offered me Lou or Monty Williams now. So, and now they're not available. So we'll see. Some people have Doc Rivers as the favorite.
That's what I heard.
Oh, God.
Up in my mouth.
Former Celtics and Clippers coach going to the Lakers.
Right.
Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse is also.
Nick Nurse is rumored, but why would he leave there? He would be amazing. Don't get it twisted. Like
he's a fantastic
at
coach.
the top of my list if we could get him. Who was the other person? Quinn Snyder is another person rumored, and I would take him too. I'd take him too.
You take anyone?
No, I wouldn't take Doc Rivers. there's a few coaches I would not take. These
fine.
Mark Jackson rumors giving me heart attacks.
Oh God,
and shit.
Mark Jackson.
And LeBron is okay with that.
Well, that's what they're saying, that LeBron would be happy to have Mark Jackson. And it's like, no, let's not do this. Please, let's not do this.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, just no. Just no. No.
Exactly.
And this is why, upon reflection, I'm like, oh, we chose the wrong coach. Anyway, we'll call it a day there, guys. Good episode. We'll see you. Well, you'll hear from us at the weekend.
Yeah.
We're going to be posting those playoff brackets for you.
Yes, sir.
So keep your eyes peeled to our social media. at Grit and Grime Pod across all socials. We'll be posting our brackets there, as well as hopefully the bracket challenge all weekend. And then it is playoff time next week. I believe the Dallas Mavericks game is the first game.
Is it Dallas Nuggets?
Mavericks Nuggets, I think.
That's gonna be fun.
Fun matchup. Although calf injury for Luka Doncic, so
yes,
we have to monitor that one. Tom, you're gonna need to give him some treatment around the clock.
I might fly out to Dallas and just massage that calf.
Massage that calf. Massage it.
I'll do it for free as well. But if he's out for the series, like I'm officially retiring. I don't mean what in the famous LeBron tweet. See you.
Yeah.
In the fall, whatever it is.
I'm out.
I'm out for the season. Oh.
Which is crazy because he didn't need to be in the game either. They were up numbers. Anyway, we know how that goes. Hopefully he makes it, because that would mess with our brackets and ruin the playoffs to a great extent. But we'll be seeing you next week. Enjoy the play-in. I've been your host, David Sagoe. He has been Jose Garcia Vidal.
Yes, that's me.
That's going to look weird on YouTube, but hey.
Yeah, that's okay.
And he has been Thomas Arnal.
Yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye. That's it.
We're out of here.